All right, let's talk Y-intercept. So here we are talking about purchasing groceries and gallons of 2% milk. So where does the line begin? So first things first, the line begins here, which is at 0 gallons of milk purchased. And when you go up, that dot begins at $54. But remember, that's 0 gallons purchased. So at 0 gallons, it cost me $54 to buy groceries. What does it mean in the context of our purchase? Oh, I just said that. I will spend $54 on groceries if I buy 0 gallons of milk. That's what that original piece means. I'm buying whatever else, no milk, cost me $54. This is the y-intercept, which we will lovingly refer to as B. And it's where our graph crosses the y-axis. So when you think about that, here's our y-axis. So any point that falls on this line is our y-intercept. And if you think about it, that's where the x value always is 0. So you can see that we had a 0 value here when we started. That's why this is our y-intercept. It's our starting point. So what is the y-intercept? Well, when x is 0, our y value is 54. So the ordered pair would be 0, 54. Our y-intercept is $54. So B is 54. It's positive because it's greater than 0. So now we go back to our slope example graphs. What's the y-intercept when we purchase each type of milk? So here, if I buy 0 gallons, it costs me $0. So my y-intercept, my B, is 0. It's the same in each one. If I'm only going to the store to buy milk, if I don't buy any, my cost is 0. So my y-intercept would be 0. All right, so let's go back to our groceries and gallons of milk. What is the y-intercept? Well, we know that the y-intercept is 54. We've said that because when x is 0, the dot is 54. Okay, just had visitors at my door, so I'm a little out of sorts with this video, but we found the y-intercept at 54. So now we're looking for the slope. Now the slope is the rate of change. How much does it change from one dot to the next? So look, from one dot to the next, how much does it change? And if you're not sure, just take 2 dots right in a row and say, okay, 6390 minus 6060. And we just went one spot, right? So from 3 to 2. So if I subtract those, I get 330 over 1. So the slope is 330. So every time I buy another gallon, it goes up 330. So then I think about constructing the linear models. We talk about slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Okay, now what this means, x and y represent all points on the graph, meaning you are always going to have x and y. They will stay x and y. M is your slope, and that will be a number, and B is your y-intercept, which will also be a number. So if you recall from the previous page, we found our slope to be 330 and our y-intercept to be 54. So when I go to plug them in, I would say y equals my slope, 330 times x plus the y-intercept of 54. So what this means is, if I buy 0 gallons, it'll cost me $54. And then for every gallon I buy, because x represents the number of gallons, my price will go up by 330. Y gives me the total cost. And that is the construction of a linear model using the slope and the y-intercept.